yesterday, where it's a little sharper, a little more intense yesterday. We kind of mixing things up today on him. Made it a tougher practice, just tougher looks, and doing a lot of difficult things. But the great thing is Tuesday we get a lot to get it cleaned up. Time to get it cleaned up before Saturday.
Is there anything you can do in practice to simulate or prepare for a guy like Trevor?
I mean, you try to, you just gotta wrap guys up, you gotta fud them up, and I mean, you have to exaggerate things, and we don't have a tailback. What is it, we're only like 4'3" and benches 500 pounds. I don't think we have a guy on our team that does that, so you can't simulate it, but what you have to do is just make sure you're over exaggerating every sort of tackle and wrap up and guys running to the ball. Not that you don't always want to do that, but in extra, I mean, if it's close, you count it, it's going to be a missed tackle, and you just got to coast through that.
How is, since his surgery, how is Tobias Smith as far as attitude?
His attitude's great. I mean, it's just he's a long way away. He's in the weight room every day, rehabbing and lifting and working out. And then he's been through the, before. But I see he still has a great attitude in the fight to try to get back, and hopefully we'll have him back next fall.
Is it a difference between an offensive lineman coming back from ACL or running back?
Well, I mean, it is different. I mean, his injury is a little bit more severe than a regular ACL, so how he gets back is going to be tougher. But I think it is because their job description is so different. I mean, they can, you can play a lot more effectively, probably a little more hurt on the offensive line than you are going to be a tailback where you don't feel as confident planning and cutting off that leg where you're not doing a lot of that.
There have been some games this year you can just tell Vic Fowler is just trying to put the team on his own shoulders, where they're just running real hard, pushing the tackles and everything. I mean, is this something you also see in the locker room? There's some key moments this year. He's showing some leadership.
Well, I think he tries to. I mean, every day of practice. He's not the most vocal leader, but I mean, he's certainly in practice. You're not going to find a guy that goes harder than Vic does in practice at everything he does. In workouts, he's always pushing himself as hard as he can go.
I know a couple of Alabama guys this week have said that they're expecting another big-time physical battle, like along the lines of LSU in the trenches. Said it'd be like a country battle, so to speak, in Starkville with some of these guys.
Big country, we got country strength.
The offensive line, these guys come from small towns. I guess that's what he's going along the lines of. Do you expect him the same?
You know what? I think I'll take that as a compliment. That I mean, we like to play a physical game. We know they play physical. And they're a smash mouth team. And if they think it's going to be a physical game, I'll take that as a compliment to our style. And hopefully, it is a very knock you in the mouth, drag out brawl. That's kind of what the type of football we like to play.
2009 signing class, a lot of receivers that expected some things from, that they've done some good things. But look at Arcito, what he's done, coming from cornerback position and everything, and just surprised at how he's kind of become that consistent guy.
Well, we're happy. I think he played receiver as a freshman.
Yeah, he did, and he switched back and forth.
And then we're trying to find a home for him. And, obviously, he sat out his one season.
Yeah.
But I am pleased. I think he is the most natural where he is now, and that's really why we ended up moving him back, because that's where he's going to be the most natural. And he's done a good job. You know what? He's made some really big plays. I think he works to be a fundamentally good receiver, which he needs to, because he's not a big guy. And he's not a 4-2 guy. But those aren't qualifications to being a great receiver. Being a great receiver is being fundamentally very sound, catching balls, being a good route runner. And he really works hard to do the little things the right way.
In your secondary, obviously, all those guys played some type of defensive back in high school, except for Jamerson, who was more so a running back, and Keith Turner. You kind of surprised at his progress being so new to that position?
No, because I remember seeing him playing DB in the state championship game. He came to camps and worked as a DB, and he was, to me, that was where he was the most natural. And every time we worked him out, he was the most natural there. So been really pleased. That he has. I think it maybe took him a little time to get used to doing it, or I won't say buying in. He never fought against it, but just believing that he could be the type of player, and I think he still has a lot of good things ahead of him.
With Tyler, and now that he's in that starting role for a couple of weeks, some of the things that he's not doing well, do you just see him trying to go through this maturity process now, and getting all this playing time?
Yeah, I think the good thing, Tyler's pretty serious. Get to see it even in practice today. I thought he did some really good things today, was sharp at times, or needed to fix some things up. I do think he is critical of himself, which I think that is a very important thing. Of a guy that is wants to be better and doesn't like making mistakes. And when you can be critical of yourself, even do things good, you still want to be better. You have the opportunity to improve, and that's what he's been able to do.
Honorary nomination for the guy, John Banks, is obviously the state nominee. I'm assuming you're okay with him being both for this year.
Yeah, we talk about that. I don't know. I mean, very much like last year. It's hard. We're a solid football team.
Right.
I think top to bottom, and when you are that individual awards are kind of hard to pick out guys. There are probably a couple different guys we could have put up for it. This year, just the same as there were last year. Hopefully, no pressure on Banks. Hopefully, there's a couple big games to wrap up the end of the year and keeps the streak alive.
I know a lot of this stuff's still up in the air, but the Missouri to SEC announced being official now. Two new teams coming in. Scheduling hadn't been figured out, but the idea has even been floated. It could be a 9-game SEC schedule. What would you think about something like that, adding another SEC game?
We're going to play Alabama. I haven't thought much about doing that. I mean, that takes up so much of your attention. I know they won't call me and ask my opinion about scheduling, so I don't worry too much about it. I'll just react to what they